time. You know, sometimes we have too little of it. Sometimes it feels like we have way too much of it. A healthy balance is hard to find, because sometimes you don't have the time to even do basic grocery shopping, and sometimes you have so much time on your hands that you become a vegetable yourself. But what if we counted our time during battles in Tacticus? What if we added more interactions that include round timers and various other requirements? What if we reworked some of the characters to be more modern? Also, we are doing a small giveaway in this video. The prize pool is 80 shards of Ahriman for 3 people. So if it sounds like something for you, then please join the Discord server linked in the pinned comment below. It's basically a server where me and other Tacticus content creators are trying to create our own little community, and we want to connect with you guys more. So if it sounds like something for you and you want to take part in the giveaway, then please join it and give it a chance, because I think that it will be a good way for us to draft the winners and for you to receive the keys, because many times the winners don't take the shards from us. So yeah, I think that this will help us all. Now let's go back to the video. Now, a quick history lesson. The first time that we had an idea of ability refresh introduced was with the addition of Aun'Shi on March 18th, 2023. So, over 2 years ago. As most of you probably know, Aun'Shi allows another character to use its active ability once again. After that, we didn't get anything close to that for over a year, up until the point where Barakiel was introduced to the game. And Barakiel was the first character in the game to receive an active skill that has a cooldown built into it. So, how does it work? Well, it has 2 types of cooldowns. One is initial, which means that he cannot use his ability on round 1, and the other one is standard, and it means that he needs to wait 1 round after using his ability in order to be able to use it again. So he can use it every other round. But we actually had 1 more character at this time in the game that could use his active ability multiple times per game. Meet Ahriman, who does not have any sort of standard cooldown mechanic, but instead has a reset mechanic. For his case, it's killing an enemy with his normal ranged attack. So, we introduced you to 2 types of ability resets that we have. Timed ones, and ones that require a specific event to happen in order for them to reset. And we are getting more of those timed ones now, since all of the custodies seems to be using this design. Before going any further, I wanted to mention that this video was inspired by a Reddit user, it's yoboy94, who posted on Tacticus subreddit and talked about a few of his ideas on which characters could use cooldowns. So, thank you, mate. So now, let's look into my short list of redesigns via cooldowns and resets that I would appreciate having in Tacticus. I will stick to 5 characters now, because the video would end up as a 40-minute long drag if I wanted to talk about every single character in the game that needs changes like this. Number 5. Tiark. Now, if any of you think that Tiark has a cool kit design, I have to agree with you. The idea of being able to move 3 hexes and then zipline to the target in a 3 hex radius, meaning 6 hex radius effective range, is fun as hell. You move 6 hexes yourself, the enemy gets pulled towards your team, it really sounds exciting. The damage on the skill is not that great, unless it targets a Psyker, but that's Tiark's identity. He wants to hunt down Psykers on the battlefield. So, why not connect him to that mission somehow? My proposal for the change would be: when Tiark defeats an enemy Psyker and Grapnel Launcher has already been used, then Grapnel Launcher can be used again in this battle. This way, we give Tiark his very own anti-Psyker identity. He would be the mobile ninja that jumps from Psyker to Psyker. Just what he needs in order to make anyone consider bringing him above Silver 1 or Gold 1, to be honest. Number 4. Dark Strider. Once again, a cool kit design that just somehow doesn't work yet. We have an ability that marks enemies, enables his passive, debuffs their hits and damage output. It even removes the range damage penalty on close combat weakness for allies. And somehow, it is still not good enough. I really enjoy this ability, and I would love for Dark Strider to be more usable in, for example, survivals in the future. He buffs nicely, he is mobile, he can make the enemies weaker for one turn. In order to do that while not breaking his uses in tournament arena, I think that he should receive a cooldown of 2 rounds on his skill. This way, we can strategically debuff crucial enemies while not being too frustrating in PvP scenarios. Number 3. Harken. Now, I know that he was reworked recently and that his active ability was changed, but in my eyes, it is not enough to make him feel like a snowballing death machine. So, my proposal to make Harken more exciting and perhaps usable in various game modes is adding: when Harken defeats a unit that is not Chaos with his normal melee attack, and Herald of the Apocalypse has already been used, then Herald of the Apocalypse can be used again in this battle. I actually really enjoy the Chaos, Xenos, Imperial strategies and synergies in Tacticus, and I kinda wish that we had more of them. They are kinda limiting, but still, they are way more open and creative than just faction synergies. This Chaos kind of requirement for Harken makes using him against Imperials and Xenos worth more, especially since they have a lot of summons to feed on, and a good chunk of them actually have battle fatigue. Would this be the new meta? Nah, not a chance. Would this make him a little bit more fun in Guild Wars, survivals, legendary events, and perhaps some guild raid fights like the Sibyl side boss? Well, yeah, I believe so. Number 2. Certus. Oh, Certus, how much have you fallen? From unkillable Demon King Exodia build to a character featured in the thumbnail in Nandy's Who to Not Invest into video. They all do not understand your power, my sweet child. We need to push Certus further so more people can appreciate the absolute powerhouse that he is. So, my idea on Certus would be: when Certus defeats a unit with a ranged attack and Mortis round has already been used, then Mortis round can be used again in this battle. What this means is that Certus could, in theory, use Mortis round every round, as long as it killed an enemy, since it itself is a ranged attack and we didn't put the normal attack requirement like on Harken. Would this be broken? Nah, I don't think so. Number 1. Makotep. Man, I love this guy so much, which is exactly why my heart breaks when I see how lackluster he is in various game modes nowadays. While there are lots of things going on for Makotep that we could discuss in a separate video, his active is the star in terms of theory crafting around him. Giving more movement and a bonus turn to all summons next to him? Sign me up. That sounds exciting as hell in my opinion. One problem is that you could compare him to Tangida in this specific interaction. They are different, but in the end, they do the same thing. They give summons next to them bonus attacks. Makotep allows them to move and get a better position, gives them more movement, while Tangida sacrifices the flexibility, being able to reset only mechanical units and not allowing them to move, sometimes resulting in a bad positioning, but Tangida can summon 5 units himself before swapping to his Conqueror doctrine, so there's that. In short, Makotep needs some love. His passive is strong already, since he's the only character in the game that can give +1 movement every turn to every other character in the game, but his active truly needs some love. Now, there could be different ways to introduce active ability reset to Makotep. The simplest one could be giving it a cooldown of 1 round, meaning that it could be used every other round, so in a guild raid scenario, let's say that it would be round 2, 4 and 6. In other game modes, like legendary release events or survivals, it would heavily increase his usefulness and fun factor, since right now, he is kinda just a turtle machine that doesn't do many exciting things, to be honest. The other way that we could introduce a reset mechanic to Makotep would be with requiring a friendly mechanical unit to die in order to reset the ability. That would push the ability into usefulness mostly in legendary release events, survivals and high-level guild raids where bosses can actually kill your Skitari, drones and scarabs. Or we could just introduce a new kind of timer on an ability, a mixed one, kind of like Anufet's active counter. He gets +1 summon per turn and +1 per friendly living metal unit dying. So why not use this kind of countdown? Why not make the countdown, for example, 2 rounds with an added effect of -1 round timer per friendly mechanical unit death? You know, all of this would require tons of playtesting and balancing, but I'm here for making characters fun and enjoyable, not for breaking down the math and nerding out in Excel. In summary, I think that many Tacticus characters could use an active ability reset mechanic of some sort. Certainly not all of them need it, but I'm sure that we can agree that it wouldn't hurt to give Certus some love, for example. Some characters really need some changes to make using them more fun, thus pushing us towards wanting to upgrade them, thus making Snowprint more money. Now, excuse me, I have important matters to attend right now. You see, I'm going on an expedition. Au revoir, mes amis. Praise Leom Nizaya.